Good afternoon, Gary Beck, naturopath from Maximum Wellbeing, saying hi. And of course, it's early stages of January 2020. And a lot of people, of course, are talking about what their aims are for the new year, what targets or goals they might set. And, I'm continuing to do the work that I do and the work that I've done for many years, and that is assisting people in identifying why their body's not working properly. And in many cases, the bottom line of that is two common traits. And one of those is stress. And of course, stress comes in many different shapes and forms and has a profound effect on all of our body. You have stress hormones that are coursing through your body because of some stressful situation, and that upsets the balance, and the body has to work really hard to keep it on a level. If that stress is prolonged, of course, then we start running into problems. But the other part of the common denominator, if you like, so we've got stress on the one hand, and on the other we have toxins and toxicity. Now the strange thing, of course, is that as far as the body's concerned, if we're exposed to toxins, that in itself is a stress for the body. That puts our detox organs under stress, the liver, the kidneys, the lymphatic system, our intestinal tract, the whole system goes into more stress to help deal with the toxins and work hard to eliminate or break them down so they can be eliminated. And the problem, of course, is that there are many, many toxins that we're exposed to. But today I want to just mention one sort of group. So there is an issue with a lot of products that we apply to our body and a lot of chemical constituents that are used in formulations often as preservatives. And the way that they preserve the product is by having these little enzyme inhibitors. Enzyme inhibitors that are within the formulations, of course, stop enzymes doing their thing, and that's fine. But if you're applying something to your body and it has enzyme inhibiting agents, which most products do, you imagine, and I'll use this as an example. So you're applying underarm deodorant, and that underarm deodorant, as part of its preservative system or whatever, has these enzyme inhibitors. Now, when you apply that, the cells in the tissue under your arm are going to be affected by the inhibition of certain enzymes, and enzymes surround every cell in the body, and they are responsible for normal cell function. Enzymes are basically talking to different parts of the network and allow things to happen or not happen. So that's kind of a problem if we're inhibiting the normal enzyme function. This is something that can lead to problems, and of course people don't really assess it or address it, but it is a real issue. And this is one of the reasons that for many years I've recommended people to get away from all the chemical-based skincare, personal care, house care products, and try and find things that are naturally preserved and don't have these nasty chemical enzyme inhibitors. But the other side, and another similar name, and you've probably heard it, is endocrine disrupting chemicals. So this is a range of chemicals, as the name suggests, in their action when they come in contact with some of our cells in any sort of biology, whether it's us or animals, and it disrupts the normal hormone function. And of course the hormones are the messengers that are running around in our blood and our body that tell us to do things or not do things. And the little part of this subject that I just want to touch on today is relates to a hormone known as leptin. And leptin has become quite well known and talked about in recent years because with weight gain and difficulty with weight loss and dietary problems, this little guy leptin is really important because it actually controls our appetite. When the leptin is used in the right way, we get little signals in our system to say, oh, we've eaten enough, we've had enough, good, we can stop now. And that's pretty important. So it's controlling our satiety, it's controlling our appetite, it's controlling our metabolism, and it has a general effect of helping to stabilize hormones. So a general hormone balancer. Now, when we are exposed to endocrine disrupting chemicals, one of the things that often happens is that we move into this state of leptin resistance. So this is where our body's not able to use or recognize the leptin, and as a result, we never get that signal that we've had enough to eat. So we continue to eat, we continue to eat, we continue to put on weight. And if this is happening over a period of time, you can imagine the disaster that results. So leptin resistance is actually a real thing. It's been linked to a lot of the common endocrine disrupting chemicals, and these includes things like BPA, the bisphenol A, which of course has been a problem in plastic products in general. You know, drinking out of plastic that lines is an internal liner in tin foods. It's kind of everywhere. Other ones, phthalates, which is another common one, PCBs and dioxins, so from pesticides, flame retardant chemicals, the PFOAs, which are the chemicals associated with Teflon when that heats up and chemicals part. These are all general endocrine disrupting chemicals, and they'll all have an effect on lots of things, including leptin. So, you know, just consider that. If you are in a situation where you do have difficulty controlling the amount of food you eat, or you eat and you think you should have had enough, but you still feel hungry, if you are struggling to lose weight, and you know, you go on a diet and you sort of do okay, but then you finish that diet and you start eating and you're eating and eating and eating, yep, leptin could well be the underlying cause, and the most likely or one of the most common reasons for that to be out of whack is simply you've been exposed to toxins over time, and they are having a marked effect on your overall metabolism and your ability to control your appetite. So it's not just in your head, it's actually in your body, and it's a chemical toxin. And this is one of the reasons I really highly recommend that people get in and from time to time work specifically to do a general detox of their body, detox of the blood, detox of the entire system. And there are lots of different ways to do that. And it's nice to know that even some of the simple chemicals simple herbs that we've used for many years in traditional Western medicine, things like St. Mary's thistle. St. Mary's thistle has a ability to actually break down the endocrine disrupting chemicals and help with their elimination. So there's other herbs that of course are important, but it's nice to know that our traditional herbs do have that ability. But of course we've got to use them, and we've got to use them appropriately. So, you know, if you are struggling losing weight and you've tried all the dietary stuff, but you haven't done a detox, or you haven't cleaned up your household regards chemicals, then that's where I'd suggest you start and try doing something different for 2020. If you need any help with any of these things, you know where to contact us, and we're ready to help. Have a great afternoon, and bye for now.